I've been podcasting for over 6 years, and a little over a year ago, I completely dedicated all of my podcast efforts to my business. So if you're looking to start a podcast for your business, I would love to tell you a few things that I wish people told me before I got started. First thing that I'll say is you have to know what you want the podcast to do for you. We use podcasting to attract 90% of the leads in our business. This is through a combination of podcasting and LinkedIn. And these methods bring clients right to us. So I knew when I was going to create a podcast around, in this case, podcasting, that I wanted it to bring us more business. And this leads me perfectly to the second thing I want to let you know about, which is a podcast can do a lot of things, but can only do one or two extremely well. And this is something you need to take into consideration before you launch a podcast for your business. I've had coaching clients say, hey, I have this podcast. I get to interview all these incredible people. Everybody says it's the best interview that they've done. How do I get 100,000 downloads? Well, you are creating a podcast to interview people, ideal prospects maybe, in hopes that some of them become clients. That does not equate then to hundreds of thousands of downloads or millions of views. So you have to know the podcast that you want. And ultimately, you have to know the podcast that you're in. So there's multiple types, and I'll take you through the 3-pronged approach that we have. So before you launch a podcast for your business, this is what you need to know. You do not have to podcast how other people podcast. The word is now a gray area. It can mean audio, it can mean video, it could be YouTube. Now the word podcast is very ambiguous. So the way that we do it is we have 3 types. We have number 1, solo content. That's what you're watching or listening to now. Number 2, we have client interviews. That's where we bring in our clients on the podcast and have them talk about, not about our services, but talk about how they use podcasting. So in your case, you would have whatever business you're in, even if it's a pizzeria, you can have your clients come in to talk about how good the pizza was and how amazing your pizza is and how it changes their life, right? To bring it to more practical terms, if you're a marketing agency, you just have clients on to talk about why they wanted to do that specific type of marketing. Not propaganda for your business, but have your clients educate your prospects. So that is number 2. And then the last way we podcast is through co-hosted episodes. So it'll be me and my partner Jack within this business. He's our general manager and our production manager. So I'm the sales and marketer. He's the back end guy. I'm the front end guy. And we come together and we create longer form episodes together. This gives us great content for LinkedIn, YouTube, and other social platforms so that when we go ahead and build this episode together and make it, we know that the clips that come from that episode are going to be completely ideal, right? We know that those clips are going to drive prospects. And we've done many other videos, podcasts, and posts about how all of our podcast clips drive more revenue for us. So those are the 3 ways. You have the solo, you have the client interview, and you have co-host. So what do you actually do? How do you actually start, do it? Well, we would recommend hiring an agency like ours so we can guarantee that you're going to be successful on launch day. But I know entrepreneurs. I am one, and I've been around them my entire life. And I know sometimes they just want to get started. So if you're experiencing the itch right now and you're like, I just want to do this, Ryan, come on, man, then I'm just going to give you the script. So in the show notes below, whether if you're listening or in the description below, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to have a script right there. It's called Script Science. It's called 5 Leads in 5 Minutes. And it has the hooks. It has the template, the format, and the exact video script. I'm also going to walk you through each step of the script to guarantee that people not only watch till the end of the video, but that you create content that makes people want to buy, that makes people move across that finish line, right? To take them from prospect to client. And that's what we do with our content. We create podcasts that generate not leads, not more booked calls, but clients. And we're the only ones that do it by combining podcasting and LinkedIn. So if you're ready to get started, you want to skip that line, click that link below, grab the script, record your first video, and then no matter what, wherever your audience is, okay? I don't care if it's on Pinterest, I don't care if it's on Vine. It's not even around anymore, though we wish it was. Take a clip from that podcast, right? And post it on your social media. Watch what happens. My name is Ryan from Podcast Principles. These are a few reasons or a few ways you can get your podcast off the ground in 2025 and beyond. And if you need help, you know where I'm at. Catch you next week.